Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel at Ken Designs and Vlogs. Today we are embarking on a very good and happy journey. We're going to design studio apartments. So we'll be doing this in series. During that whole period, we'll be making our template as well. So what I'd like us to begin is to save this project. So we'll just go file, save as. I've already saved mine and save it as a PLN file. I've saved mine. So next thing, I want us to go to ground floor plan and go to the story settings. So here is where we are going to set the floor height for every floor. So I'm going to set mine at 2850 simply because I want a beam of 300, and that is a door opening of 2850 minus 300, that gives you 2150 minus the slab, of course, which is around 150, so 2.4 meters. So I'll copy this 2850, control V, and then I'm going to insert 4 more floors above, and then on the ground floor I'm going to insert below, and I'm going to raise my building by 300 and still maintain this as 2850, and I'll say my foundation plus that, give or take 1500. So the piece of land that we have, we'll assume in this case this is the main road, so it's a big main road, yeah, and the size of our land is actually 24 meters. Okay, so it's 12 meters by 24 meters, so 12 meters by 24 meters, that is the size of our land, 12 by 25 meters. So again, these are studios. What is a studio? A studio technically has a kitchenette, it has a bathroom which has a shower, toilet, and wash hand basin. It has at least a couch area, a decent couch area you can sit and watch, and it also has a bed area and storage cabinets. So if this is your client and you're going to design this for him or her in this scenario, or them, then we are going to try and maximize whatever we have on site. So as we know, we have 12 meters on this side, and on this other side we have 24 meters, yeah, 12 by 24. So these 12 meters, we can assume if every unit takes up at least 4 meters, give or take, before dividing the walls, we can have 3 units on this side. So quickly, by using the fill tool, I can say 4 meters, and I can say on this other side 5 meters, and I can say 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 units on this side, and each I've tried approximating it as 4 by 5 meters. We can drag a copy of this and say we have 3 units on this side, 3 units on this other side. Okay, and simply because this land over on this side, let's say just a custom, this land over on this side is owned by someone, and this side is owned by someone, and we can also assume maybe the back is owned by someone. Let's just make it a little bit complicated, because this is what happens in real life. That means we cannot build these units up to the end. So let's say we recess them right now by 1200. Okay, this is because if this is the road shoulder, and let's say we'll need balconies, so let's say another 1200. Okay, so if we take these units, we rotate them, that means we are not able to fit 3 units in this place. So we can delete this, and we can say we have this and this, and if we divide this by 2, we have 1800, and can push this here and say 1200. Okay, so this is the basic arrangement we have, and then we can say we have the lift. Let's say it's 2 meters by 2 meters roughly. We will adjust, and we can say the lift is here. Okay, and we have the staircase. Of course, the staircase, we can say it's 2.4 meters, so I'll add another 400, and over on this side this was 2,000. I can add another 3,000 or so, 4,000. So here we have the staircase. I can label them, it will be easier. So staircase, I can say this is room number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this I can label as lift. Okay, so the next best scene scenario, we are going to try and start dividing this. Remember, because this is an apartment, we are going to use columns and all whatnot. So I'd like us to go into the design. We pick on the column. We are just going to let this column be 400 by 300. That should be able to carry the load. We will need an engineer to do all the math for you, but that should be able to do it. So for the top link, we need it to go all the way to the 5th story, or in this case we can say 4th story. Okay, this we can put it at minus 150. Okay, the home story can be -1, so we change this to this so that we can also see it when we're representing it. We can see it on the foundation plan. So for the segment, I think we'll maintain this, and then for the building material, we'll go with the reinforced concrete structural. So we can place our first column here, and then we'll take it and push it there. We take this other column, we push it here. And because these were the centers of what we were trying to do, for now we will leave them as they are, or we can just put the columns here and another column here, but we may adjust, give or take. We can also drag this one and put it at the end. So we'll take our wall. Remember, when you take our wall, we don't want to use these walls. The reason we're not going to use these walls is because when, even in real life, you're going to use a wall that has something to it. So for ease of use, you can take this wall, for example, and just draw here, no worries. Okay, so when you choose this and you say edit, it will bring you to this kind of wall, which we are not interested in at the moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to options, element attributes, and we are going to go to the profile manager, and you're going to add a wall. So this wall we're going to add, we're going to say it has foundation. So foundation plus wall plus beam. Okay, foundation plus wall plus beam, and we'll just put it under profiles so that we cannot confuse it, and say okay. So for this one, we'll just do Control A, delete everything, go to the fill tool, and say we want our wall which is 150 mm, right? 150 mm, right? Or we can say 200 externally. So we'll just rename that to external. So 200, and the height is 2400. Okay, and we'll choose this and say this we are looking for brick. Okay, nice. And then we take this, we draw another on top, 300. So this is 2.7, but then the beam also has the slab. Remember, in practice the slab is around, right around there. Okay, so we'll just extend our beam. We'll leave our beam where it is right now without extending it. Change the material to reinforced concrete, reinforced structural concrete, and hit on save, and say remove, and say okay. So we're going to rename this and say external. Okay, external. And because I just like using center lines when I'm working, it's so much simpler and faster, I say 100 and say save. And then we're going to duplicate this wall and say internal. Let me label this internal. Okay, and I'm going to say okay. And for the internal one, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this marquee tool and use a command called Control Shift H. Technically we'll be shrinking. Control Shift H, we shrink it by 50, and then we drag this whole thing by 25 to the side, so that from the middle, if we measure, we can have 75 on each side. Very good. So when we go back to the floor plan, okay, and we take the wall, which is the custom wall, and it is external, and I draw my wall over here, okay, and I draw it back there. When I go to the 3D, this is the kind of wall that I have, okay, but it was supposed to have the foundation. So I'll just hit on edit, okay, and I'll click on that, and I'll say our foundation is 1500, so I'll say 1200 or 1300, okay. Change this to something like block, concrete block structural, and say save, and then look at the 3D, okay. So this is what we have. So what I'll do, I'll just adjust this over onto this other side, let's say up to there, okay, and then adjust this on this side, adjust this on this side, okay, and then because this is the neighboring plot, we are going to build up to the edge. Not good practice, but that's what happens in real life. Then we're going to divide that, and then for purposes of austerity, I'll just also divide the last bit. Now we're going to use, we're going to copy a copy of that, and we're going to divide these rooms, okay, so that you can see how much each room is actually getting. So 3.7, 3.8, 3.7. That means this plus this, they are missing around 50. But if we remove 50 here, 50 there, we'll remain with 3700 here in the middle. So I'll say 25, and then I'll say 25. So it's give or take, it's almost there. So let's say the middle unit is going to be a little bigger, okay, or we can say the end units will be bigger. Let's say I push 50 on this side, and I push 50 on this side, so that we can squeeze the middle unit, okay. Okay, that's it, good. So we are going to adjust this to the center of that, and to the center of that, and that's it. So we are going to drag this to the edge, okay, to the edge of that, and then that means we are all good. We can drag the columns, okay, we can drag the columns. So this is just setting out the rooms, and we are going to divide them now. So if we take the door tool, the main door, as we said, is going to have the transom, that is the fan light. We can say it's 1 meter wide. Hit OK. We are going to change the door settings in a bit, so we'll do that, okay. So that's the entrance right around there. We'll shift it left or right depending on our needs. We'll take the properties of these and choose the internal wall, and so we'll say this area right around here is going to be our bathroom. And if we take this, we're going to reduce the door. We don't need such a big door for the bathroom, say 800, and then we'll have the bed, and we'll have the wardrobe, and we'll have the couch. So how big is this unit internally? We're going to do this 4.6, and we're going to do this, that is 15, whatever it is. You're going to play around with it. So we're going to go to the object, we're going to go to WC. That's the first thing. We're going to change to something that looks like this when you represent it, and simply because we have a really tiny space that we're going to work with, we'll just place it there for the time being, okay. I want us to divide this, this, and this. So on this side, I'm going to decrease this space, okay, but let's say 637 1.4, maybe let's add 200 on this side. The reason for me doing that and for me flipping this door, not with my middle finger, is because I'm going to add kitchen. So in kitchen layout, I'm going to take a straight kitchen. I'm going to say tall cabinets 0, okay. I can leave this as is. We'll tweak it later. I can change the type of sink. Maybe let's say I can maintain it. Dishwashers, ovens, let me remove those and hit OK for now. Place this here, okay. Probably rotate it now, and then place this edge onto here, okay. So the first thing obviously you'll need is this here, And for this door I can change it to 900 for now, or let me just maintain it. This is what I think I'll push by 100 and push these again by 100. Very nice. For these doors I'd like to represent them a little different, so I'll go here and level of door details, and I'll shift these and hit OK. That's much like it. So maybe I'll just shift these here, have that, then stove somewhere there, maybe it's a built-in, and then reduce this whole thing, reduce this, and then reduce that. We're going to arrange it in a bit, and then yeah, we're going to take again, let's say the bed, and say we're going to use a bed, let's say 4x6, a 4x6. That should be enough for now, again as we arrange. So let's say we'll put the bed at the very edge, and then near the bed we'll put, let's say, a couch, and then we say, let's say take this kind of couch, looks fancy. We rotate the couch 90. Okay, the couch is beside the bed. Okay, and then we say we need a wardrobe, so put a wardrobe, and say wardrobe is let's say the depth should be 600, the width, let's put a number that is divisible by 600, let's say 1800. The reason we do that is to avoid wastage of the MDF that is primarily used to make this kind of wardrobes, as the MDF is found or is manufactured in distances of 8 by 4 feet. That's around 1200 by 2.4 meters. So I'll go back and adjust my cooking area. So I'll have this, it's a little bit on the tight side, so I think I'm going to add I'm going now to go back here, and I'll see the distance what we have for the corridor. What we have for the corridor is currently 1.8 on this side, and on this other side I think it will still be 1.8, give or take. Yes, so we're going to take some of these and we are going to increase this room by, let's say, 200 mm. 200 is going to make a very big difference going forward, so I'll push these there so that I can push this here a little bit, and I can push this here, sorry, push this here, always hold down shift. Okay, that looks much more spacious. Okay, and then we can start working on this. So I'll say the shower. For the shower we'll need the shower head, because again what we're trying to do is make sure everything fits. You can do the shower head on this side. That means if someone opens, we can make this the wet area, this the sort of dry area, so we can rotate this. Okay, so that we can place it on this side. Okay, we can rotate this. No, for this one we can shift it just around this. We can place it there, and we can check from this area if we can get around 450. 450 is standard. And then for this one we can shift it and rotate it and place it here, okay, right beside that, and can say 500. Okay, and then we can drag a copy here and then go to settings and say sync. Sync, we can take this, you can say this, it's a little bit on the large side, so for now we can assume these, and we say number of basins 1, and then we say it's around 600 or 700, and say okay, and then rotate it. Still looks a little bit on the chunky side, but we can live with it. So for this width we'll just reduce it by 8 to make it 1700. We'll close that, and for this bed think let's say there, and for this side you can say right around there, and then you can say do this, and we say we want to change that into a TV, and we say flat panel, wall mounted. Okay, we can check this, support is there, and control E or M, whichever faster for you. Let's say now this will be our TV wall. So if I can just remove these ones, remove this, so this is the unit that we are going to replicate over on this side. So it has taken a space. Initially thought we are going to take much less, but give or take it has taken right around this space. Okay, we say 150 and we reduce it by 25 by 100, let's say. Yes, so it has taken around that much space. So this is around, when you turn this on, this is around 21.606 meters, so 21 square meters for one studio apartment. I think this is the best layout I can get for right now. So we can take a window just for presentation purposes, and let's say we're going with this type of window, and we say reveal to core 75, and we need this, we can use 800, and you can say the rest is at 1600, and say okay, and say put it here, say okay. So when you go to the 3D, this is what you have. Of course we'll come back and adjust stuff, but this is the room we have: the bed, the couch, the TV, of which we can adjust its height later on to suit this, the kitchen, of course, with the working countertop, a bit of that, and then fridge. Feel the fridge is also on the big side, so we can take top freezer, so that we can get a little bit more space to work with in the kitchen. You can push this, you can push that, you can push these, and now we think we have a more respectable working top for the kitchen, even for the utensils. And this is what is there. This is the proposal that we are going to use for these other remaining units. So it will be this, and this. We'll have 8 units per floor. So in the next video, I'm going to replicate these and replicate the columns, and we are going to continue from there. Thank you, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Thank you so much.